So I've hit the... You ready, Ash? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 8 of the Supercheap Auto East Coast V8 Series. Big shout out to the boys in the room with me tonight, as I have a special treat tonight with comms. I've got Series owner, manager, Ash Barella, and along with Ash, we've got special comments coming in again from Nato Brown. How are we, boys?
Howdy doody.
How, mate?
Yeah, good. Just turn that up a little bit there. So, big night for everybody. Nato, of course. We've got racing in tonight. So, looking forward to seeing how you can do.
I'm going to say tense and interesting are the two words I'm going to lock in here.
No worries. Well, we've got another 9 minutes before we get into the main action here. So, we might just have a quick look at this track, which, of course, is Oran Park Raceway. So we'll start with the overview map. So it consists of 12 corners, starting on the start-finish straight with a short run down through the sweeping turn 1 and then into the tight twisting turn 2 with great passing opportunity going into that corner. Under the bridge into turn 3, then we whip around through the bumpy turn 4, up the hill onto turn 5, over the bridge, sweeping through 6, sweep through 7 and 8. Then we come across Scaife Street down into turn 9, then up the hill through the chicane into turn 11. Then we pop up to the end of the main straight on turn 12, and then we go down straight drive one last time. So, of course, as I said, it's 12 turns, 2.61 kilometres. This is the shortest track we've got in the season this year. And the record in iRacing is held by Harley Haber with a 1:03.98, which is a cracking time. And as you can see, Oran Park is now suburbia, just north of Narellan, near Sydney.
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
It is. We'll just flick to this image here. That's what it looked like about 25 years ago, back in the 1980s. So, a big surprise of how much suburbia has expanded out into Western Sydney. And we might have a quick look at, while we're looking at numbers as well, we might have a very quick look at the championship. And of course we have Adam Briggs in the lead on 1386 from James Chastity, who's the big jump up with Blake Warboys missing last week. So Chastity now coming in second place with a 1244. Cameron G. Jones from Century Motorsports with a 1232. In fourth place, we've got the People's Champion, Jamie McKnight with 1228. 12.15, Blake Delaney from Fishing Motorsports. Damien Johnstone in sixth of 12.09. Blake Warboys in 1,118. Schultz from 9.5 and 117. Jamie Dyke from Fishy with 1,100. Michael Whiting for Fishy rounds out our top 10 in 10.46. And in 11th, we've got Ash Barella, who's actually not racing tonight. And I think the reason for that, Ash, would be the lovely birth of Hunter Richard. So congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yep, definitely had to put racing on hold this week. Did the right thing with the wife and take the night session off her. So, no, it's been good.
You've done well, mate. Congratulations on that one.
You officially have a mini-me now.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Not wrong at all. And we might now jump in, and I'll take a deep breath as we still have 7 minutes. So doing reasonably well, 6 minutes, doing reasonably well tonight. Might take my time. We'll have a quick flick through. Big congratulations in from Ben Anthony, Ash, and Blake's mum's watching again, Nathan, so you better behave yourself. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
Better not use that the photo of the boys holding hands then, eh?
And, of course, Jordan Ross and Pete Kelleher on there as well. And Mary Partridge is on tonight. She can't watch, but she's definitely checking in later to support Harrison. So, see how H goes. And we might just quickly have a look at the grid and see how everyone's gone. So, we usually take a deep breath at this stage. So, we'll go to the qualifying grid position. So, we have a front row lockout, or front two row lockout from Synergy Sim Racing with James Scott with a 103.275, which is faster than that Harley Haber time. So, it just shows what cracking pace the boys are setting in this league. And alongside him, he's got teammate Tom Frere, and then Adam Briggs, our series leader, sitting back in third. Brenton Hobson in fourth. Dylan Rudd from 95 Simsport in fifth. Blake Warboys sitting in sixth spot, sharing the third row from WK&P. Sean McNamara from 95 Simsport in row 7. And then P7. P8, we've got Kenny Ladder from Synergy. Damien Johnson from Synergy in 9th. Cameron Jones in 10th. Chastity from Banter Alliance in 11th. Ben Morris in 12th. Simon Chadwick in 13th. Paul Young 14th. 15 Christian Smart. 16 Craig Schultz. Harrison Dengate all the way back in 17th with Jamie Dyke in 18th. Stephen Varga lining up behind Dengate. This is going to be something to watch this tonight, is this Varga-Dengate battle. And in 20th, we've got Alan Dawson from Right Sim Sports. Hayden Norris in 21st. Dave Coleman from Fishy in 22nd. Matt Stewart from Vast Motorsport rounds out 23rd. He shares that row with Matty Scholes in 24th. Liam Jensen makes a comeback from Race on Oz. Hasn't been for a couple of weeks in 25th. Nice qualifying position there. David Nash from Right Sim Sport in 26th. Dave Kirby from Fishy Motorsports in 27th with Matty Whitaker from Calamari Racing in 28th. Warren Davis, 007 from Banter Alliance in 29, lines up alongside the People's Champion Jamie McKnight all the way back in 30. Robbie Bradbury in Century Motorsports in 34th. Paul Burns from Bogans Racing in 32nd. Brad Doble from Bogan Racing in 33rd. Good to see Paul Burns back after a couple of weeks away. Sam Noble from 9.5 in 34th. Stefan Lawrence, driver of the week last week from Right Sim Sports in 35th. Craig Wasley from COW Racing, a newcomer to the series this week. Welcome, Craig. And in 37th, we've got Andrew Ritchie from the Banter Alliance. 38th, we have Nathan Brown from WK&P Petters. A long way back, Nath. In 39th, we've got...
For everyone's viewing pleasure, I'm going with there.
And 39th, we've got Nicholas Loveridge from Backmarker Racing alongside teammate Andrew Archer in 40th. Jason Scholler from Century Motorsports in 41st. Roy Clark all the way back in 42nd, which is a long way back for Roy. And he lines up with Scotty, the trash talker, Perrins in 43rd. And Michael Brennan from 9.5 Sim Sports in 44. And Michael Angus... I think Michael Brennan actually is not lining up. He had to late withdraw. And Michael Angus from Fishy Motorsports in 45th. And of course, Scotty Perrins giving me a bit of trash talk in practice at Vets last night. So please don't crash, Scotty, because it might be a slow motion replay or two.
So Andrew Archer was a late draw out as well.
That's a pity.
And Simon Vella is a late rear gritter.
Simon Vella. So I didn't see him in that list. That's all right. We just quickly run with that. And I'm a minute ahead of time, so we might take the advantage to throw in a quick 30-second commercial break. And we'll be back on in a second.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
And I get to take a
And
breath.
people who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, and that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name. Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super.
So tonight, how many laps we got, Ash?
39 laps around this famous Oran Park circuit.
39 laps. Fuel will be the thing to watch tonight. I got a feeling Ash has been very vicious to the boys and given them a very interesting fuel number to work to.
That's a politically correct way of putting all that.
We're always politically correct here, Nath. And a big shout out to Jordan Ross. He's not driving tonight, he's spectating. So, of course, Jordan, one of the SSR drivers who races in this series, who managed to get a podium in the Logitech G Pro Series last week. So, interesting to see Jordan back with the boys next week, hopefully. Probably making the wise choice of staying away from Oran Park because of the walls and the short track as we finish up quali. So, practice here, sorry. And so, I'm going to put my money on James Scott. Are you going to put your money on Nath?
This bloke called NATO Brown. Fucking such a gun.
Oh, dearie me.
To be first to crash, that is. That's what you mean, right?
Absolutely. As we might just quickly take the opportunity here to line up on the grid. We might run through the grid again just real quick. I'll just let that flick through while we're talking.
Dylan Rudd's first race in the series as well, I think, as well.
Ah, there we go. It's good to see another one of the 9.5s coming to join. The level of this series is really starting to ramp up a fair bit. I'm quite impressed with the quality of driving we're starting to see and starting to really take off. Like, I'm really enjoying watching and commentating this series as we look there from 13th to 24th. And I know reading tonight that there's a few other drivers keen to get involved as well, so we're still taking entries if you want to get involved.
The series is still picking up, which is great.
And run one split tonight, but if we get too many, we're always happy to run a second split. And of course, in race control tonight as well, we have the one and only Seb with Mark Dial and Matty McMillan. So those boys will be in for a big night. And of course, Mark Dial and Matty McMillan sharing the safety car duties. So I'm getting very excited waiting for them to get out on track.
It's been into me the last couple of weeks about not having to drive it in split 2. Apparently the boys are too well driven, so be interested to see him out on track in the split 1 here and see if he can keep it on the tarmac.
And we've still got a couple of seconds here, so we might just take the time to have a quick look at the weather, see how vicious you've been on that. Oh, you've been quite nice with them. You've given them an 18-degree track with 21 degrees track temp.
Yeah, pretty generous this week.
Oh, we'll see what these boys can do with that.
Can't put too much into them where they don't know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Staying away from the cold tracks, of course. Sorry, from the hot tracks again.
Yep.
And
so there's still enough cars on the track. I am down the hill around the corner.
Where are you,
Let's
Nato?
go back to NATO. Let's see the start from NATO's position.
It's a very interesting cockpit view, I'll say that much.
There you go, Nato. You're looking straight at the wall. Go straight, you'll hit it, Nate. Just go straight. You'll be right.
Is your Tinder date in the crowd there, Nate?
Yeah, there's a few of them up there. I'll give them a wave on the way through. Don't know if my lights are flashing or not with the car off.
And Darren Shannon, of course, Darren Shannon not racing tonight as well, cheering on the Banter boys. And of course, if you are following along at home, don't forget to let us know you're following. We're about to go here, racing, 10 seconds to go. So we might try get a better camera view. I'll go to chopper, no. And we're gridding. 3, 4, 5 reds. It's go, go, go. We're racing. Looks like everyone's going to get away quite clearly here. James Scott nicely getting off the line. And a little bit of Tom Free having a look, and Briggs drops in the line. Warboy's up the inside of Dylan Rudd.
Pull up. Wow.
Hobson managing to hang on there. And Warboy's ending up back in 6th. Sean McMahon in 7th. Johnson in 9th. Looks like we've had a relatively clean start with only one driver off the track.
The Varga Dengate battle's already begun, and Varga's jumped up past Dengate.
Another wise drive there from Steve. They underestimate the veteran.
Massive shout out to Steve this week. He's always had in intentions to out-qualify the People's Champion, and he's shown his speed this week.
And looks like we've got somebody off at the back there, but I think they've got going again. Looks like that. But lap 1, credits go to James Scott. And we're going to get really confused tonight because SDK says they're ending their pits every time they swing out wide down that line. But we'll try and cover most of the action. James Scott absolutely flying here. Already out to a 1.2 second lead. As we might have a look a little bit further back. A little bit of action happening with Warboys. Warboys already dropped off the back a bit of Hobson there.
Chastity's down near the back now.
Chastity. Yeah, not sure.
He's on the comm, so he must have been involved in an incident.
Yeah, we'll quickly go to Supercheap Auto replay. We'll have a quick look what happened to Chastity. Going into turn 1, gets the inside love tap from one of the 9.5ers. Not sure who it was. They've gone up the inside of someone else. And we'll go back to live picks. So Chastity's way back down the order there.
That's going to hurt his race 2 grid position. He's got a bit of work to do.
That's exactly right. 2 races tonight being super sprints. As we have a look here, Stephen Varga up 4 spots, our biggest mover so far. Next to Nathan Brown, who's up 9 spots.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, fuel saving isn't going well, but pace is going all right.
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
Head down, keep working. Some good battles around the plaque. Warboys under a lot of pressure from Sean McNamara. These boys resuming the battle from years ago. Always good to have Sean McNamara back in the series. Oh, Sean a little bit loose, gets control, looking tight. Nice going there. And Tom Freer is under a fair bit of pressure here from his teammate Adam Briggs, our championship leader. So
You can
Briggs,
see Dylan Rudd right on the back of Briggsy there.
got car 38. Stephen Lawrence is going slow out the back, but I think he's got himself going again. This is a great little battle.
Cars out the back there.
Oh, we've got a drive-through penalty for Sam Noble for contact with 927. So he's had contact with Andrew Ritchie on lap 1. Nice fast-flowing part of the circuit through as you come up into turn 12. A little bit under brakes, a little bit of lock-up. That opens the door up for Briggs. Side by side coming down. Briggsy on the inside coming into turn 1. Dylan Rudd having a bit of a look here as well. It's almost 3 wide. Dylan Rudd still having a look. He's now got Freer out wide.
Oh, another bump down the back under the tunnel there.
Of course, Tom Freer used to side by side combative driving. Him and Richie Stanaway went toe to toe in the Pro Series last week. But looks like we're settled down. Just shows at this level, one simple little error, locking a brake, makes all the difference. As it looks like Seb's still quite busy talking, so I reckon there might be a couple more penalties coming. He's
Not with one on a small track. The penalties with the drive-through penalty.
Sam Noble off again. So not sure what happened there with Sam. We have a look now as Dylan Rudd and Tom Freer down the straight. And Adam Briggs is gone from these two. And this has brought Hobbo into the battle. So Brenton Hobson now, he's having a good hard look at this one.
I think Hobbo just sits on the back of Dylan Rudd here. I think if he has enough pressure on Rudd and Rudd's putting the pressure on Freo, I think that might be an opening for Hobson to sneak his way through.
Otherwise, I would head on Brenton. Probably playing the fuel game as well, thinking I'll let these boys battle it out. Of course, James Scott is absolutely gone. He's 3 seconds up the road from Adam Briggs, who's the SS car going into turn 12 now, in front of these two.
He sort of flexed his muscle and put the right foot down and just left him in his smoke.
Wonder how his fuel economy's going.
It'll be interesting. He might be doing a splash and dash.
Oh, a little bit loose there from Hobbo. That's a mistake. Does that open the door up for Warboys?
Warboys on the outside.
Here comes Blake. Too wide again. Hobbo on the inside line. Should hang on here through these two corners. Of course, McNamara licking his lips here, waiting to get into this as well.
A lot of room given by both drivers there, which is awesome to see.
And Benny Morris getting a drive-through penalty for contact with 427.
James Chastanoof.
So that's the one where Chasty went down the back.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with this front pack once the guys reach the back of the pack and get into lap traffic. Guys are pushing pretty hard here.
Of course, we might.
Some good battles going on back down here.
As,
Everyone's keeping it relatively clean though.
as
See
we
the Warboys energy bill going to spike in the next couple of nights.
As we jump onto the driver cam, Warboys getting past Thompson. So, of course, the WK&P sim house busy in action here with Nato Brown and Warboys in the same room.
Yeah, a little bit different the last time you guys saw it.
Yeah, the vacuum cleaner's still on the floor.
I don't want to know about
system.
those. Not sure about that vacuum cleaner. We'll leave that to the R-rated scene later.
Probably
They
explains.
call that bloopers.
Probably explains the paper toilet roll that's under Nato's screen as well.
Oh, you couldn't think of less of the track.
Hey, that's lap 9 of 39 done as James Scott still at a 3.8 second lead. Watching the battle here as Brenton Hobson tries to hold off a fast charging Sean McNamara. Warboys is out 0.7, but he's 2.5 seconds back from the cars in front. We might just have a bit of a look back through the pack. We've got Hayden Norris and Matt Stewart under a bit of battle here. We'll get Nato off the screen. There we go.
I don't want to see what he's doing with that toilet paper.
And these boys here having a cracking battle as well, keeping plenty of pressure on Kenny Ladder in front of him as well. We might jump back. Nato Brown is actually up 12 spots, which I find hard to believe, in 23rd. So, but he's under all sorts of pressure from Paul Burns from Bogan Racing.
Vacuum cleaners
Paul Burns
do
hasn't got a boot
wonder
as
of
well.
things.
He hasn't. Which is a pity, being the Bogan boys. He's probably got written on the back off, or I'll thong you.
Going to be behind Brownie then.
And Cameron Jones, what's the one flickers in that as I go through. Craig Schultz, we might jump on with Craig. Craig under all sorts of pressure here from Cameron Jones behind him, and Dengate holding on to the back of this battle. Varga is in front. And Varga hunting down Chris Smart in front of him.
That's a mega start by Stephen Varga. Up, what is it, 6 spots? Where did he start? 7, 8?
There, 7 spots up to 10th, into the top 10.
Massive start there by Vargas and by putting pressure on Smarty. That's an awesome drive so far. Let's hope he can hold on to it and have a good start position for race 2.
Tracy, Blake's new setup is pretty impressive, I must say. You know, triple screens makes a quite a big difference with the peripheral vision. So these boys absolutely flying through here.
Cameron Jones putting the pressure on Craig Schultz and Vargs here, with Harrison just behind.
We'll quickly jump on the nose of Dengate here and have a look. So young H here, holding his aim with these boys. Not old enough to drive a real car on the streets, but old enough to drive fast with some of the best sim racers in Australia.
Off topic for the cricket lovers out there, I don't know if there's many English supporters out there, but Joe Root's just brought up his 2800 in Test cricket.
Always nice to see the English doing quite well when they're at home and not playing Australia.
I'll say when it's not against the Aussies.
Definitely good to see them taking on a new approach to Test cricket. It's very exciting to see under Brendan McCullum. Hopefully they can keep the trend running. Now back to Harrison, putting the pressure on Cameron Jones into the last turn.
And Sean McLemara is still under all sorts of pressure here from Hobson as well as we move back to front.
Looks like Tom Freeze had a off somewhere. Dylan Rudd's into third and Blake's up to fourth.
Let's just see. Let's see if I can find that.
Brenton Hobson's dropped down to seventh.
Tom Freer, yep. We'll go to the Supercheap Auto replay. But just locking up, which has allowed the boys through. Well, boys, that's what's happened there. Let's go back to live pictures.
Harrison Dengate's still in 12th, hunting Cameron Jones.
And jump back to H.
And Vargas dropped a couple spots.
Back
to 14th.
Let's try and work out what happened to Varga. Let's have a quick look at that pass Sean McNamara put on Hobson.
Nice setup in the slipstream, down the inside, and Hobson gives him the room to let him through. Smart driving by Hobson there.
Yep. And the Cameron Craig Schultz's pass on. Vargs manages to collect himself.
He was saying last week he likes a rear bias. He might have to go to the Jamie McKnight driving school and wind that brake bias a little bit forward, I reckon.
You know what else I'd love from the Jamie McKnight school at the moment?
Fuel saving?
How to save enough fuel.
I'd love to have a chat with Jamie right now to see how his fuel calculations are going.
And a big shout out to Will Wilson who's jumped on. How are you, Will? Good to have you back again, mate. No Bulldog this week, sorry. Again, we've got a car stopped on track.
Warren Davis in pit lane. Going a lap down.
Sam Noble going slowly. Having a rough night, Sam is. So,
where is the people's person? Where is he?
Who?
As people's champion. Jamie McKnight.
Jamie McKnight. Let's see. Old station. Too many Jamies in this series. Dyke. I've lost him.
Did he start? He might not have started.
I don't think he started.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It is, considering he's in the top 10 of the series. That is disappointing, but anyway, I'm sure hopefully he might be sorted again. I know he was complaining about how wet it was around his place, so hopefully there's not too many problems there. There's Dave Coleman having a look here on Dengate.
It is really good to see the last 4 or 5 weeks that the racing really smart enough from most of the drivers. Good hard racing, good clean battles, and a bit of rubbins racing, I find, so it's good to see.
That's a lock-up and a half.
Quick look at Simon Vella. He's back in 26th, up 14 spots. A good drive from Simon. And the other bloke up 14 spots is Nathan Brown.
I can drive here, Nato.
It's don't worry, we're having to earn our keeps here.
Is that another pass made with the car off track, Johnny?
I think it might have been. I think, Nato, you're going to have to talk us a lap. And Sam Noble's gone off again. And you're up, son. Let's go.
Step one, check your mirror right here, because Paul Brins is all over the back of me. Have 2 seconds to... And coming up, bit of fuel saving, clutch in really early, go extra deep into it because you know there's, don't hit it too hard, pull it up, lock the brakes just like that because we're amateurs. And we turn in first gear, around into second. Try and get that power down as good as possible, little clutch in and brakes again as deep as possible. Watching the boys behind knowing that they're getting a little bit angry. Come in, little jab of the throttle, third gear, back down to second. Over it is, very bumpy through this part of the track, short shift up to third just to settle it down as the race goes on. As we come over the bridge again, very floaty, bumpy, feed that power on, just touch outside fourth, back down to third, and whoop, little lock up as we go in there. That's
No, is he off track, guys? Hold on to
give
it.
plenty of room, and then we tuck in. Oh,
hello, Mr. Dyke.
So, boys given plenty of room.
Fishy's
Come up
just in
over the top, little lift,
corner.
little lift, going up and back down to second gear. Let it coast for a bit. Short shift to third.
Now wave with your right hand for your mum. Wave to your mum with your right hand.
Got the other right hand.
Thanks, Nato.
And now clutch in again, and we do it all over again.
Nice lap, Nato. Few
Nice
little
lap.
lock-ups, but
Oh yeah, don't worry.
Well
I've
driven.
plugged in the little fan since doing the adjustments, and man, are we sweating right now.
it's alright, mate. Use that bit of toilet paper for something else, and you'll be right.
If only the track was longer to grab a piece.
We might jump up. Varg's under a bit of pressure again. This time he's got Craig Schultz still behind him. Matty Stewart lining up behind these boys as well.
Flags up to 11th. There must been a pitter or something's happened there. Harrison Dengate up to 9th. Tom Freer's not in the top 10. Tom Freer's dropped out of the top 20.
What's happened to Tom? Where is Tom? Tom is all the way back. He's not circulating, so I'm not sure what's happened to Tom.
He's out.
He's out. That is a big blow. As we jump back on with James Scott and get away from the scenic cameras. They're not sure what happened there. And Dave Baldock, Nato, says that you're his favourite non-BAR driver.
Thanks, Dave. I'll do my best to try and bring home a little bit of bragging rights and a PB for you, mate.
I'm actually taking offence to that, Dave Baldock. I've always helped you in race control when I was doing it for the vets. Always looked after you. Shaking head emoji.
Oh no, and I'm the only one that puts blue on their car.
Oh, exactly right. That is a big statement by Dave Baldock. I reckon you better watch his mirrors on Thursday night. Might have a few angry WK&P cars coming after him.
Well, if it's any consolation, Dave, you've got one happy WK&P car.
Sean McNamara now is ducked into the pits. So we're starting to see some of these pit stops happen. This will be interesting. So Tom Freer, definitely not sure what happened there. I'll try and work that one out while you keep an eye on James here. Dave Nash had an accident.
Simon Vella up to 20th, starting 45th, I think it was tonight. So massive jump for Simon.
Tom Freer did have that off that we saw earlier, so just wondering whether there might be some gear issues associated with that, and that's why he's pulled off.
Yeah, maybe.
And we're starting to see a few more of the boys stopping.
No safety car yet, as to speak. Hopefully, commentator's curse might bring one out, and it might be interesting to see what happens with the front runners.
So speaking about commentator's curse, safety car, safety car, safety car, safety car, safety car, safety car. Will that help?
Nah.
Well, don't know.
As I get the big old shut up from Blake over my shoulder.
And of course,
By the sounds of that, Blake Warboys definitely does not want a safety car tonight.
and Baldock has just asked a question. Ash who? Bless you, Dave.
Ash who?
Bless you. And one of the Bogan cars going a bit wider there. Might jump up. Dave Coleman's up into 8th. What, he's up 12. Hunting down Baldock with a fast-moving Vargas sitting behind him. Must admit, the boys have been racing at a pretty high standard here. I've been quite impressed with the fact we've no safety car, and I think we've only seen one or two minor get-togethers. Mind you, we've got a second race to do. It's lap 21 of 39 of this one.
As we saw a couple of weeks ago when we were at Detroit, the first race was reasonably clean, and second race brought out safety cars. So Mark Dole and safety car tonight with Manny McMillan. I think your boys' job might be a little bit rushed in the second race.
So Schultz, Kirby, Whittaker, Doble, Vella and Jones have all pitted this lap, along with Nash and Noble. So our leading pit car at the moment is Sean McNamara in 16th.
I'd like to know Blake's fuel numbers right now. I've done a fair bit with Blake through this series and talked to him each race, knowing that he can save fuel, so it'd be good to know his numbers.
Well, Blake's into the pits.
Well,
I'll
obviously
put
he's
it
got
to you
a
this
pit.
way. I just had a quick look at my numbers, and it's a case of let's put that foot down, because there is no way, even after all that trying, that we're going to make it. I'm on lap 21 of 39, and we only got 15 laps remaining, and I've been trying to fuel save all race long.
There you go.
Just make a point, Nato, that you're up 22 spots, so it just shows you actually go quicker when you don't try.
Yeah, good point, Johnny.
Well, I don't know. I've got McNamara behind me. Here we go. This is a bit of incentive to get up and boogie.
Where are we?
What do you reckon? One lap and he'll be on my clacker?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I reckon half a lap here, Nato. Let's see from the bonnet.
I'll just cue the Jaws just on bonnet view, and we'll just cue the Jaws music.
Sean McNamara, obviously driving for 955 Sin Sports. It's good to have the boys in the series. And he's chasing down our illustrious commentator driver, Nathan Brown.
Well, that's not the way that you're going to take that with him behind you. If it's any consolation, I'm trying as hard as I possibly can right now.
And knowing Sean, I reckon he's probably at about 75%.
Oh, he's going to hit you!
Nah, all over him.
Oh, you're a bit loose there. Oh, he's having a look now.
Apparently we're going defensive. Well, now we're on here. We're on.
Why she didn't
Oh,
make
fuck
a
this.
get entry then, eh?
Oh, you're still there.
Okay, that is a great move. Holy moly, that's... Whoa.
Sean McNamara with the move of the night from the driver commentator Nathan Brown.
Yeah, no, that was impressive. I'm a little bit happy watching that, but I'm sad that I've lost a spot.
Yeah, just got word from Tom. It is tech issues, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Hopefully we can get him back for the race too. I'll put him on the grid.
No, it's not sure if he'll be back. So I think he's got some major tech
okay.
dramas.
Did he have issues last week as well?
No, not last week, I don't think. The week before, maybe.
That's disappointing. Tom's quite frequently up the front end, and unfortunately it's probably cost him a chance at the championship.
And we jump back on here with Dave Coleman, who's under pressure still from Steve Varga. You're always welcome to come jump in the com box, Tom, and give some SSR insights.
And big
Okay,
things to
quick
come,
question.
season 5.
Tyres? No tyres.
No tyres, just fuel from NATO Brown.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What do we do? What do we do?
Don't panic.
Big things to come. Season 4 entry won't be far away, so anyone out there that seen the series and want to jump on, Season 4 entries will be open soon, and the calendar will be released in the next week or so. So look out for that on our Facebook and Discord channel, and hope to see you on track Season 4.
And I heard the rumour that there may be an enduro.
Yep, there will be definitely 2 enduros at the famous Australian circuits.
Oran Park.
And Winton.
Yep, we could do.
Oh dear.
Nah, it's in the works at the moment that we might have a couple prizes for the Bathurst 1000, which will be held a week before the real Bathurst 1000. So hopefully we can get that over the line and we can let everyone know in the next couple of weeks, and yeah, be good to see.
So we talk about fuel saving as we're on lap 25 or 39. Hobbo's still out there in first place, 11 seconds up the road. That's still out there. Christian Smart in second, and Stephen Varga now sitting in third spot.
Is staying out going to hurt the boys with not taking tyres, or are they going to play the long game and hope for a safety car?
I think it's the old beg for a safety car. See what happens.
It's definitely a good strategy to be playing there. If a safety car comes out, that I reckon they nearly get home. So this is a massive call, but if it pays off for them, smart thinking and well done, I reckon.
Absolutely. It's might jump back on with War Boys. Jamie Dyke getting into this battle now with Cameron Johnston as well. War Boys all over the back here. Stephen Varga now under pressure from James Scott.
Teammates now too. I wonder how long it takes for...
Christian Smart just coming into the pits. There's a bit of goss for you boys.
Oh, nice.
Just gone.
I've just had a word from our calendar tech, Jake Burgess. He's started the calendar. It should be ready to be posted in the next week. So thank you, Jake, for all the work you do behind the scenes, and makes my life easier. So thank you.
All right, of course. Watch next week. We'll have the new calendar up. War Boys still all over the back here of Damien Johnson. McNamara's 9 seconds up the road. Then jump back up, Stephen Varga. He's still doing reasonably well in front of Dave Coleman. So the last blokes to pit here are Hobson, Varga, Coleman, and War Boys. Sorry, Jamie Dyke, sorry.
James Scott 2 seconds behind. That's scary in the relatives.
Yeah, right. You're used to blue flags.
I'm used to finding walls.
And we're at lap 28 of 39. Watch us jump on here.
Can't wait to see the strategy by the top 4, is it? Yeah, Dave Coleman in 4th. To see if these boys can make it home on the one, on a zero stopper, and make it quite a different race too.
Of course, the other bloke who's doing reasonably well at the moment, up 16 spots, who hasn't stopped as well, is Roy Clark in 22nd.
PRA boys. No, the Banter Alliance now.
Banter Alliance, yeah.
Sorry, BAR boys.
Oh, Roy Clark pitting in.
Oh, here he goes. You won't get much love from Baldock anymore with that, Ash.
Oh, he doesn't give much love out anyway. So, oh, is that James Scott giving Nathan Brown the flashy flash?
Sure is.
Look out, racing for position. That's a bit it's a bit smart arsey.
No, he's lapping him.
Yeah,
He's lapping Nathan
not
Brown.
quite.
Not quite position.
lapping.
Yeah.
Lapping Nathan Brown. Oh, bad luck, Nate. Get out of the road. Poor form there.
So he wasn't quite close enough yet. That was very cheeky. I
There-
like
there
it.
you flash your
Always
lights
up for
back.
Cheeky banter.
There, you flash your lights back.
I was giving you credit there, Nate.
Just like that.
Too much credit. Oh yeah, on the flashes. No, don't do that. I'll have Scott in the post-race investigations now.
And of course, Will Wilson just said he fired his calendar tech for the February debacle with only 28 days.
Oh, the least thing James could do is give me a tow. That'd be great.
Apparently you're driving a red WK&P car. He only likes green ones.
We still have Brenton Hobson out in the lead.
Oh, there's
Lap
Jesus, that was
39 to
close.
go. Matthew Scholes has had been an incident. Track looks
Can
clear.
James Scott catch Brenton Hobson with Brenton not pitting?
With
That
7
will be the
seconds. 7 seconds, 9 laps.
I
Last
think
lap,
James Scott.
Hobbo was going a 105.15. James Scott last lap did a 103.9.
I think James Scott will make the time up on Hobbo, but I think with Hobbo's smarts, if he hasn't pitted by now, I reckon he's got a good fuel number that he's hidden, and I reckon he's going to finish in the top 4.
Yep. So if you
And
have a look,
Varga's going to be a top 10, I reckon.
so you have a look here. The ones that are stretching their fuel out are doing 105 plus. So Varga, Coleman, everyone else is in the 104s except for Scott in the 103s.
James Scott's just on a different planet, isn't he? His car looks so settled. He's hitting those apexes. He's getting the drive out, and he's just pulling away, which is good to see. Might have to call Dane Warren and those boys to come in and give him a run in the next couple of weeks and see if they can run with him and pop him off his perch.
That's a race I want to see.
Of course, not sure if James has got a Guernsey in the E-Series coming up. One would have to assume he would. He's one of the best drivers going around at the moment. And he's now closed that gap down. It's now 5.9 seconds.
Yeah, James Scott's on a mission here. He's seen the back of Brenton Hobson down the main straight, and he's seen the win here.
So as we start lap 32 of 39. And the only other real close battle on track at the moment is War Boys, who's still all over the back now with Damien Johnson still. We'll jump back up though with Hobson. He's still 5.4 seconds up the road.
Liam Jensen in the top 20, Johnny.
That's good driving from Liam.
Steve Varga back to 17th. I think Vargs has had an issue.
Vargs is pitted.
Vargs was pitted.
Yep. So the only blokes not pit at the moment are Jamie Dyke, Dave Coleman and Brenton Hobson. Tom Freer accusing Hobbo of having an extra fuel tank.
I wouldn't put it past these SSR boys with Jamie McKnight in the system. Jamie's got to be giving the boys a few tips here and there. They might have been to the Andrew Hoffman fuel saving school also, I reckon.
Yes, now taking appointments for coaching apparently. Just look, check
Yeah,
out
so
the,
anyone out there that want to learn how to fuel save, jump onto Andrew Hoffman. He's willing to help anyone out and give his knowledge in the iRacing world to better yourself in fuel saving and race strats.
Will he do that for the next race for us?
Oh look, I'm sure he can.
Just bring him in the com box. Session for everyone.
Hobbo wise drive here. James Scott, though, now down to 4 seconds as we go and start lap 34 of 39.
Harrison Dengate knocking on the door for a top 10. Half a second
There's
behind
H.
Kenneth Latter.
Jumped on H. Of course, these boys have all stopped, so...
Personal shout out to Briggsy for helping me hit the right brake marker and hit the apex into turn 1 too.
Oh,
Nice. Oh, a bit of a lock up.
bit of a lock-up from Kenny Latter there. Does this give Harrison a sniff? And Dengate coming in. Not quite, doesn't get the job done.
I think H has got to be smart here. There's another race to go, so points are valuable here.
Damien Johnson still under pressure from War Boys. And the other little battle we've got a bit further back now is Christian Smart hunting down the fuel-saving Jamie Dyke. And Dave Coleman, I think, has succumbed to the pits. So Coleman's now dropping down the order.
Dave Coleman is in the pits.
Yep.
His last lap was a 110. Obviously, the transit into pit lane's a little bit slower.
And does Jamie Dyke roll in as well?
Sean McNamara must have jumped Blake during the pit stop that he made earlier.
Yep.
He's up to 5th. Dave Coleman's back on his way.
And that puts him back out of the top 10, back into 14th, 15th, dropping further down. Comes out in front of Stephen Varga.
And Varga pips him just going into turn 2.
As we start to have a look here, James Scott starting to hone in. Jump. Oop, wrong one. Jump on the nose. We can see Brendan Hobson out in front now, so Scott would be tasting blood in the water. He'd be putting the nose down, going a bit harder. Someone off track. Might be a slow car, I think.
Quite impressive the pace that some of these boys are doing this late in the race.
Well, 105 was the last lap for Hobson, and 104 for Scott, and a 106.5 for Brown.
Fuel saving, conservative. That's what we're going to pretend anyway.
Tell you what, as we start 37 to 39, 3 laps to go, and that gap now is down to 1.3 seconds.
Wow. It's going to be very interesting.
Of course, tight track like this, it's one thing to catch, it's another thing to pass.
Big talking point is how much fuel does Hobbo have left?
And does he have enough to fight for a lap if he has to? Whereas definitely rolling out of the throttle quite gingerly.
It'll be a mega drive if you can get it home without making a pit stop. It might mean a few drivers in the second race might try and employ the same
Strategy.
and see if they can just back it off that little bit more to make it home. 2 laps to go as they cross the line now. Heading up to be a very, very tight finish here. James Scott, as we know, is pitted. Brenton Hobson has not pitted. So his tyres are going to be What is it? I think Scott pitted 10 laps ago, so his tyres are definitely newer, definitely fresher, definitely have the traction. So we see what Hobbo does, if he just lets him by as a teammate or if he fights him to the death and they rub a few panels.
It was lap 23 was when Scott pitted.
So his tyres on this cool track will be just in prime nick, full grip, full fuel, flat out to the end. I think Scott might make a move on the turn 2 here once they get on the straight line and get the draft. Oh, bit of a kick there by Hobbo's car.
Hopefully it's a kick and not a cough. As we're about to
Hobbo
take the white
starts the
flag.
last lap. Hobbo starts the last lap in front. Does he defend? Scott comes out and he's rolled off the throttle. Hobbo's still in first place going into turn 2. Hobbo defending.
Of course, number 1 rule 2 is never take out a teammate.
Oh, Scott's looking aggressive here. Hobbo's defending. This is a great finish to this race. Awesome strategy by Hobbo. This is going to be a very nail-biting finish.
Oh,
It's contact made.
No.
Contact made. James Scott has hit Hobson.
Redresses.
James Scott has redressed a position, which is awesome to see.
And of course, these boys are 5 seconds up the road from Adam Briggs. But awesome sportsmanship from Scotty there to redress.
I think that's it. If the car makes it to the end, I think Hobbo will be the winner without pitting. Race 1.
That is a fair effort.
As they come into the last turn here, Hobbo defends hard. I think he might be out of fuel. James Scott's got the drive on the outside. Oh, it's going to be side-to-side finishing. Scott gets a better drive. Who comes across the line? James Scott
gets him.
Oh.
Adam Briggs comes home a comfortable third, 4 seconds behind the battle here. Dylan Rudd comes in next. Great drive from Dylan to be fourth. Up 2 spots in fifth is Sean McNamara. Sean McNamara about to come home as he comes through the last turn. And then behind Sean in 6th spot, we've got Blake Warboys. Warboys brings her home in 6th. Johnson chases behind in 7th. He's going to get it home from the fast finishing. Oh, he doesn't. Damien Johnstone. Did he just run out of fuel? He's just dropped back. He's been passed by Ladder and Dengate. That's big for the finish. Chris Smart home in 11th. 12th is Craig Schultz. James Chastanuth gets back in 13th. Matt Stewart up 7 spots in 14th. Jamie Dyke is in 15th. Jamie Dyke got home without stopping as well. The only other driver to do so. Stephen Varga finishes in 16th. It's a good drive from Vargs. Dave Coleman in 17th. Liam Jensen up 5 spots in 18th. Up 6 spots, Dave Kirby in 19th. 20th is Alan Dawson, Ben Morris, Matt Whitaker, Nathan Brown up 12 spots in 23rd. With Robbie Bradbury behind him in 24th. Andrew Ritchie in 9th. Matty Scholes, Paul Byrne, Nathan Hayden Norris, Jason Scholes, and Michael Angus, Doble, Clark, Waisley, Davis, Vella, Lawrence, Noble, Nash, Tom Freer, of course, with equipment failure. Nicholas Loveridge, not sure what happened with him early on. What a race,
mega
boys.
drive by Brenton Hobson to not pit and to be pipped. What was the finishing point?
0.08. 0.87.
Not.
Wow.
I know you can get closer than that, but I don't think you're going to get closer than that. That is an awesome drive by Brenton Hobson to not pit on this tight Oran Park circuit to finish second behind James Scott, as it's a SSR lockout.
Yep. And of course, we now jump into another server for the next race, don't we, Ash? Or the same server?
Yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you for 5 minutes. I'm going to set up another server and I'll be back.
No worries. Now I know what's going on. That's good. And NATO, mate, that is a cracking effort, to say the least.
Cheers, Johnny.
To get up 12 spots, that is definitely a hard charge. What's the strategy for the next race?
Wing it again.
Wing it again.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I definitely tried to save a lot of fuel right up until the last couple of laps, where I went, you know what? I can't save fuel anymore. So after that, for the rest of the race, we just tried going hard. So I don't know if saving fuel was enough to try and get ahead of, like, because I had Paul Brins was right up my clacker, giving me the good old hurry up and let's get going. As we were going, and that was great fun as well. Like, it was really, really good having him there. But yeah, it was I'm not too sure. It's got me stumped a little bit, but I'm sure we'll try and wing it again for the second one. We'll see how we go. But to be fair as well, I did get a lot of luck when I pitted and I came out. I had no one around me at all, which is what you can dream about on such a tight track. So
yeah, absolutely.
Here we go for the next one.
We might just quickly drag in James Scott and Brenton Hobson.
Bring him in.
Bring them in. James, 0.08 of a second, mate. That was
Congrats, mate.
That was a good race. It was. I did have a feeling, we were talking about it before, about fuel saving or not. I knew I definitely wasn't going to, but I thought Hobbo was thinking about it, so well done to him. That was a mega effort to do the whole race without stopping. But yeah, that was a good race to the end there. Had a bit of contact at the last lap, but it was all good. It was just a good race. Had a bit of a gap, so thought we'd have a bit of a go. And obviously didn't want to win the race like that, so I gave it back and then had that chance going around the outside at the last corner, which was good.
Very entertaining, and of course starting the next race in pole position again. What can we expect from you?
Not sure, to be honest.
Same answer I gave.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very touch and go with the fuel save. I don't think I'll be quite as good as some other people, so I'll have to have a quick look, but I think we'll go for the stop again.
Yeah. We might drag in Hobbo, and I'll draw from SSR. We'll let the one person do the big sponsor speech at once. So we'll get Hobbo in. Try again.
I did a very similar thing on my...
Doesn't want to come in for some reason. What's going on here? There we go. He's in now. Hobbo, how are you, mate?
I'm good. How you going?
Oh, I think I've just got a very good lesson on how to save fuel.
Oh. I didn't think I'd make that. I'll be honest. I started saving fuel in the first few laps, and I thought, this is probably a bit ambitious even for me. But it slowly came back to me. Probably have to save just a little bit too much in a couple of spots for it to really be good, but made it work. So yeah, it was a bit of fun, something different. Give you guys something interesting to think about.
No, definitely gave us plenty to look at and plenty to talk about. So, looking for the same strategy in the next race, or you're going to try and mix it up a little bit?
I don't know. I don't have the speed to go with James. That's the problem. So, I actually was very uncomfortable at the start of that race too, just from minimum laps this week. So, I wasn't really expecting to be able to go with those guys. But now that I've done a whole race, even though I was fuel saving, I've probably got my eye in now. So I don't know. I can probably go a bit quicker than what I could at the start of that last one. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. No, that sounds good to me. And just give these boys a bit of time. I'm going to make Adam as P3. He can do the sponsor spiel. So we'll bring Adam in and we'll have a quick chat to him. Adam, how you going, mate? Congratulations on P3. That was a tough one.
Yeah, fuel save deluxe. Didn't expect that. Well, kind of did. Hobbo's an absolute magician when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, he pulled a great result, and obviously James had a lot of pace too. So yeah, it was a good race.
It's good, and then of course he had a good battle early on with Tom before he had some gear issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check in with him to see what that was, because I don't actually know. But yeah, other than that, it was a good race, and yeah, we'll just have to. I'll find out what happened with Tom later, I guess. But yeah.
And what are your thoughts and strategies for the next one?
Well, I'm actually crunching the figures right now because I'm going to have to have a big think about it, aren't I? So, yeah, so we'll see how we go. I guess that's why we get 2 races to have a think about it. So, yeah, it looks
I'm just going to throw out one very big curveball for everyone. We haven't spoken about it yet, and it's a big if. It's a two-worded statement, safety car.
Well, he did it without one, so it only gets easier from that point, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So, If anything, a safety car actually makes it more likely to succeed, not less.
Mm.
So that being said, you also lose that whole, you're basically at a free pit stop essentially. So yeah, I don't know if that actually makes the case for a fuel save or the other way around. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And we're playing the rule of threes here, so you're the last man in, so you've got to give the SSR sponsor plug.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's already been probably triplicate at this point.
No,
But yeah,
it hasn't been. I've saved it up for you.
Oh, okay. Well, Wave Runner, Smiths and Sons. Oh, I don't have the car in front of me, but I just assumed the other bloke sort of had it. JK Signs, Pozzie's Auto, Dave Oliver Photo, West End Mazda, Too Easy Finance. There's a few others as well, but yeah, they're the ones that come to mind at the moment. So I'm a bit on the spot, but yeah.
Oh, that's all right. JR's watching, so hopefully you've got them all.
Oh, hopefully.
Oh, boys, I wish you all good luck for the next race. And Ash did jump out to do the service, so hopefully it shouldn't be too far away from going up. And yeah, good luck, boys, and hopefully it's a good one for you.
Thanks, mate.
We'll give it a thrash.
No worries. And
It's well, the server isn't up yet. I've just had a quick look-see then, so they must still be setting it up at the moment.
okay, so that's the fun bit there. So let's wait for that to happen. So Nato, what's your plans, mate? You're up 14 spots, 12 spots. You're out of position now.
Yeah. Now I actually got to be quick or something like that. Like I can't just pull it out of my clacker. It's
Announcements.
very interesting what they're saying. It's
Server is
I don't know,
going.
part of me's
Server is just going live now, boys. Server is set, ready to go, and we have a special entry at the end in Jamie McKnight.
Ooh,
ooh,
feels
interesting.
Rightio. Let me know when it's up, Nato, because I will do my things at my end. And
it's up, and it's telling me I'm ineligible.
Yep, it'll still be loading. Don't stress.
Okay, that's good. Oh, thank God race control's in here. Or race setter-upper, man.
yeah,
The man. I'm just going to leave with the man. The man with a mini-me.
I'm still sitting in this server. We'll go back for some of these red lines. David Nash, Sam Noble.
Aha, there we go. And now we can get in. I am now eligible.
No worries. I will throw to an advert. See how quickly I can get us back in.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically it's our first.
And of course, the Oran Park circuit has anyway, the Oran Park circuit, of course, sitting just north of Narellan is near Sydney, just to the southwest of Sydney. It is a subdivision now. So used to be, of course, a very famous Australian racing circuit, the Sydney area, back in the days before urbanisation came down the Hume Freeway. And of course, 12 corners, 2.61 kilometres. And as you saw in race one, proved for some very fast driving. And of course, Ash Barella saying that Jamie McKnight will be in for race two after missing race one.
Up power outage, and the power's just come back on, so he's back in for race two.
Also, I'd hate to be working on the power system there. This is actually round 8. I can't believe I've got round 7 on that. But anyway, not very good with my graphics, am I? And NATO Brown, of course, will be back. NATO starting up 12 spots from where he began in 23rd. So it'll be very interesting to see how he can fight on from there and continue on with what we're doing. And we are back, I believe. Live pictures. And the old server change makes it lots of fun. But we are back. So, of course, if you're following along at home, let us know who you're supporting. Let us know who you're following. We'll give them a big shout out. And I'll wait till NATO gets back and I'll organise something special for Dave Baldock. And we've got 30-minute practice. You're going to advance that, I take it, Ash?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Just do a little bit.
Saying you set 30 minutes practice on that one, so I'm assuming you're going to advance it.
Yeah, I'm just going to let the boys get in and
Yep.
give them 15 minutes, bit of a warm-up.
Yeah, and just for Dave Baldock, NATO, can you get Blake to stand up and give a wave?
No, don't stand up.
Just give a wave.
You know how hard it is to stand up in this room?
There you go, Dave. That was just for you, mate. The things we do in modern technology.
Oh yeah, and apparently Harrison's waving to you as well, Mr. Dave Baldock. You're getting all of us doing a wave.
Just had word that Stefan Lawrence has pulled out of race 2 with computer trouble, unfortunately.
Well, that's a bummer. Stefan did reasonably well in race 1. And Dave Baldock said woohoo, he's all excited. And Will Wilson's asking Supercheap Auto sell extra large fuel tanks for his Winnebago.
So I've got a potentially very risky theory. Considering I went a lap down, and it's highly likely I'll go a lap down because I'm nowhere near as quick as these boys, do I base my fuel strategy off of going a lap down?
Oh, I did say this in the pre-match, pre-race warm-up, Nate. You gotta have a look at these types of things and see what you do and see how you go about it. Where'd they lap up to? That is the question. Where did they lap up to?
Although actually,
about 3 in front.
Thinking out loud point here. At the same time, if you take tyres, do you? Because it's either way when you fill up, you're going to be waiting for your tyres anyway. Or do you take 2 tyres? Or do you go rallycross just like that?
How much fuel? How much fuel do you have to take on? Because I know a set of tyres is only 8 seconds.
That's not a shot. That's not a shortcut either, NATO. NATO, what are you doing?
So also, just about the England-India game, England have won the series, won the game, and Johnny Bairstow's ended up with back-to-back centuries in the Test match.
Nice driving there, Nathan.
Hey, Matty McMillan from Race Control and the Safety Car. How are you, Matty?
I'm no safety car. I've been demoted. The fucking setup.
Oh, dearie me. And Dave Baldock has asked if NATO's in Albury-Wodonga. No, he's not this week, unfortunately. He's down in Melbourne.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Not in Albury, is he?
Definitely a Melburnian, but on a side note, that is a huge bit of netcode that caused that crash.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
We watched it.
Dave will leave Nath Brown in in Melbourne because he's on the wrong side of the border as a Victorian. We just, we don't like those Victorians, except like.
He's a Queenslander.
Well, there you go. That's why we like him.
And we just watched this replay here during practice. He nicely gets a bit loose, cuts across the grass.
Oh, here we go. I know exactly what you're talking about here.
Gets airborne as he comes back across the track in front of the Century Motorsport car. He does a great job at getting around. Not sure who that was. And then all of a sudden,
another car coming.
And then we do have another one coming. I've lost my battle box for some reason because we're in practice. And then the fishy car comes along. No netcode in that, mate. You've just driven straight into the side of him. Surprised he didn't take Warren Davis as well.
All netcode. Also known as an all whoopsie.
Oh, Baldock's excited because we got the Salisbury Wodonga. As we go back to live pictures.
I think we might have to do a special livery one round in the East Coast, running the number 37 blue WK&P chrome car, I reckon, just for the one and only Baldock.
Oh, it's funny you say that. There is a blue 37 WK&P Mustang that's already been designed and sitting there ready to go. Ready to go if someone just makes the call and says yes.
Look out. Might have to run for the Season 5 livery. When Baldock signs the dotted line and joins WK&P, that is. He's been in talks. I've heard him with Brian and yourself, John, in talks about joining our fab team here.
Yep. Looking for a split 3 driver in vets next season to replace Andrew Galley, who's left us for work commitments.
Yeah, I think Dave might have had a few blokes doing his practice sessions, qualifying sessions, and snuck him into split 2 this season.
Rumour has it.
Yeah, rumour has it.
How we going? We've still got 10 minutes of practice. Everyone should be in by now, one would imagine.
It will be fast forwarded at the 15-minute mark.
15-minute mark. There we go.
So 5 minutes to go. Is anyone in the Discord channel that we can drag up to have a chat with Johnny?
Let's have a look. We might.
Yeah, there you go. Paul Burns, Brad Doble.
Yep. You want to drop down and see, get one of them up?
Yeah, I'll drop down.
I just drag all of them up at the same time. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm practicing my racecraft here with Mr. Adam Briggs at the moment. Who do you reckon's going to win this battle? Quick bit of trivia.
Adam Briggs?
That's what my money's on as well. Okay.
And there goes Adam Briggs.
Trying to make it hard for him. I'm sure he found that really easy, but it felt hard to me.
Discord is the platform we use to conduct our chat with. Ash is back. You put him in the wrong room.
Paul Burns is.
Yep, I'll bring him in. Yeah, you've already done that. Hey, Paul, how you going? Welcome, mate.
Good. Hi, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good. How'd you find race 1?
Mate, it was fantastic. It's good to be back behind the wheel. I think, as you know, I've had wheelbase problems, and I've got that sorted. And how good is this series, mate? Let's go.
How you finding the series? You enjoying it?
Oh, mate, I think it's fantastic. As you know, I've missed the last 3, but mate, yeah, I love it. The no driving aid, the boys that are involved, it's unreal.
It's good having the Bogan boys going around. So, give plenty of.
Mate, I'll be lost without him. He just pushes me to push each other so well. It's such a good team, mate. We have going. It's great.
It's good. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to have you back in the series, Paul, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the season and carry on the seasons to come.
Mate, yeah, I'm getting big experience out of this stuff too. You know what I mean? Even if you're not winning, it's still all experience, and definitely helping me involved in my sim racing, as in even going in officials, mate. It really boosts your confidence, this stuff.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
Definitely a high caliber driver in this series, so definitely a lot to learn and a lot of blokes to learn off.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But unless you're amongst it, you don't know what it's like. So, yeah, I'm getting more and more comfortable each week, mate. It's great.
No, it's good. That's good. And what are your expectations in the next one?
Mate, just pin it, keep it safe, send it, and yeah, just keep it real, mate. You know what I mean? Keep it real.
What's the talk from the Bogan boys? Any boys willing to try and do it without pitting?
Well, I just looked at my lap then. I was getting down to a point where I nearly had to try and save 4 laps. It was going to be a bit hard for me. Again, my lack of experience, I probably need to start practicing that. But yeah, it's all a stepping stone, that I suppose, for me.
Not a problem, mate. Well,
Yeah.
we'll drop you back, and good luck
Right,
for the
yeah,
next race, and we might talk to you later.
Thank you very much.
And don't
See you,
thong
mate.
anyone.
What's that, mate? Say that again?
Don't thong anyone.
Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely. Thanks, fellas.
No worries.
See you,
See you,
mate.
mate. Bye.
Harrison Dengate from WK&P Sim Sports. How you going?
H, Mary wants to know where you finished. Mary wants to know where you finished in the last race.
P9 it is.
There you go.
Not a bad result from where you started, H.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Made a couple of really good moves. Really enjoyed it.
We got any strategy for the second race coming up?
Of course not.
Just flat out and send it, you reckon?
Basically.
So you're not going to try and do a Brenton Hobson and not pit?
Well, the flaw with that is that, one, I'm not Brendan Hobson. I don't know. You'll
Fair enough. Fair point. There's only one Brenton Hobson.
Yes. Oh, H, we're about to go live on the server here, mate. So, all the best, and just remember to stay in front of Args.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I know that.
Good luck. Good luck, mate. Keep it clean and have a good race.
I'm after you, H.
Yeah. Keep. Righto. 15-minute mark ticks over, and the practice has been advanced. So I'll just wait for the magic button here to tick over, and hopefully I can quickly run down through the grid, and it's not right yet, so give that another second to sit. And we have on pole James Scott from Synergy Sim Racing with his teammate Brenton Hobson, Adam Briggs in P3, P4, Dylan Rudd, Sean McNamara, his teammate from 9.5 Sim Sports in 5th, Blake Warboys from WK&P in 6th, Cameron Jones in 7th from Century Motorsports. 8th, we've got Kenny Ladder. 9th, Harrison Dengate. 10th, Damien Johnstone. 11th, Christian Smart. 12th is Craig Schultz from 9.5 Sim Sport. And then after that, we have James Chastanoof with Matt Stewart. Then Jamie Dyke in 15th, Stephen Varga in 16th, Dave Coleman, Liam Jensen rounds out into 18th. Fishy Motorsports, Dave Kirby in 19th, Alan Dawson in 20th, Ben Morris 21st, 22nd, Matty Whitaker 23rd, Nathan Brown, Robbie Bradbury in 24th, Andrew Archer in 25th, 26th is Matty Scholes from Wright Sim Sports, Paul Burns from Bogan Racing in 27, Hayden Norris from Wright in 28, Scholler 29th, 30th is Angus Doble, Roy Clark, Wasley in 33rd, 34th is Davis, Warren Davis from Banter Alliance in 007. Number 35 is Simon Vella from Century Motorsports, Sam Noble from 9.5 Sim Sports in 36, Dave Nash from Riot Sim Sport in 37, 38th is the one and only People's Champion from Synergy Sim Racing, Sir Jamie McKnight from the back row. And then we also have sitting up the back Sebastian, our race director, Matty McMillan, who we've been told is the assistant race director, and Mark Dial, who was in the safety car. That is everybody.
Unfortunately, must have had a couple of blokes not enter. I think Tom Freer hasn't made it.
Yep, Tom
and
Freer.
Nick Loveridge.
Yep, Tom Freer had gear issues. He wasn't 100% sure if he was going to get there. And the other combatant, he dropped out fairly early on as well. So
Yeah, Nick Loveridge.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Jamie McKnight had a power outage. I wouldn't be surprised there was a few of those going on around the wet parts of the country.
Well, hopefully it's not wet on this flat bit of ground I'm on this time.
Where are you, Nato?
Got Ben Morris in front of me.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how good's this? No walls.
Look at that.
Except for that one over there.
It's dead straight. It's all downhill.
I'll better turn the car on though. That might be a good start.
No excuses. No excuses this time.
Oh, it's if I don't get like the last start I got was mega. I don't know how I'm going to outdo that. It was a hill start too.
Righto, we're about to go here.
Watch for race 2, Carnage.
Commentators call. 3, 4, 5 reds, green, green, green. We are racing.
Lights out.
Looks like everyone's getting away fairly clearly. A bit of rubbing there at the back. Not sure who that was. But looks like James Scott is going to get a nice jump here from Hobson. Swings out wide with a clear gap. So Scott leads us into turn 1. Couple of boys up the inside. Looks like Rudd getting through there. Hobson getting the job done. Briggs drops into 3rd. Rudd into 4th. McNamara into 4th. And Rudd, his teammate beside him. And Warboys are 6th.
Turn 4.
This is absolutely cracking back here.
Oh, Roy Clark on the speaker. What's happened to Roy?
Not sure. We'll come back to that. Dengate looks like he's had a cracking start there, already up 1 spot. And that is absolutely James Scott cleared out here. I'll just quickly bring that up. There's a few things happening.
Oh no.
Nato complaining.
Nate Brown's had an issue.
Yep, there's a lot going on.
There's a few cars off. There's a few cars
All
off.
right, quickly go to Nathan Brown on the replay. And of course, I've got the slow replay, so I'll try and speed that back up. Looks like someone in front of him.
I think
Nice little tap. Oh, unsafe rejoin there, Nato.
Yeah,
And that's caused a pile up behind.
That might be going to... Oh, the rejoins everywhere. That
Go
might be
back to
going
the
to
live.
the Schurz room, I reckon.
Yep, jump back on the live. Sean McNamara still holding off here quite well. I hope you called that one in, Nato.
Yep, yeah, just on the radio then. Thanks, lads.
We continue on. I shouldn't be telling Nato what to do. We're unbiased commentators.
Come on, Johnny, what are you doing?
We continue on. James Scott. I'm not playing golf. He's out to a 0.9 second lead. Brendan Hobson doing quite well. Adam Briggs in 3rd. Dylan Rudd, McNamara, Warboys, Dengate. Dengate's up 2 spots now into 7th, putting pressure on Warboys of all people. Cameron Jones in 8th. 9th is Ladder. 10th is Damien Johnstone. The great man Jamie McKnight has already moved up 12 spots into 26th.
Yeah, Jamie's on the move. So what happened to Roy Clark off the start there, Johnny?
Just see if I can bring that up. The system went red lines everywhere there for a second.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of carnage through turns 6, 7 and 8.
Yep. Let's go to Roy Clark replay on the Supercheap Auto replay with Roy Clark. Someone else has gone off. He's into McKnight. McKnight in the middle of all that.
I think that's just unfortunate positioning with the car off in front.
I'd hate to be painting that BAA car. The BAR car there, you're going to have to add a bit more paint on the side of it again.
Yeah, they might have to get a few sponsors to pay for that panel damage, that one, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll go back to live picks. Liam Jensen's just dropped back a little bit there, so not sure what's happened there. Ben Morris off again. Adam Briggs under a lot of pressure here from Dylan Rudd and Sean McNamara. So lap 4 of 39 here. A lot of carnage early on. We still haven't seen a safety car, which is fantastic. And Roy Clark in an incident again. We might jump on the replay.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for the viewers.
No. What has happened here?
Oh, no. Rear-ended. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Oh, Roy. Roy, I'd be calling for blood. Get on the radio, Roy. Get on the radio.
Yeah,
Quite often
that was
play
a
there.
whoopsie.
Quite often.
I think we went in a little bit quicker in banging his draft there, mixed in with, I think we got 2 different break points going into there, and 2 cars do not fit through there at that point.
To see the driver smarts though, readdressing. The penalty won't be as harsh as it would have been if he just carried on there. So good heads up driving by Brown after the contact.
Of course, drops him all the way back though. Puts him back into 35th, so those 12 spots you made up in race 1 are Gornsky.
Yeah, no, they've been gone for a long time now.
And Jordan Ross in the chat letting us know that he thinks that James is on the big save this race.
Too close to call last race, I reckon. I reckon he might be right. I reckon he's just in there, just keeping a distance and seeing what happens. I reckon there might be a few boys that are doing it.
I think there will be. Still not going to rule out a safety car happening at some stage in this race. A few of the boys already with their elbows out, and I reckon a few of the boys already off the track will have a bit of red mist.
Like we saw a couple of weeks ago at Belle Isle, once we got to that 200 mark in race 2 total, that the old safety car poked its head out a few times. So let's see if we see it here.
Well, as Andrew Hoffman called it after the race a couple of weeks ago, Hell's Bell.
Might be Hell's Bell, but geez, it's one of the nicest tracks to drive if you get it right.
Absolutely. Ben Morris still going slow, so I'm not sure whether he's just had an off. No, he's got it going again. So Briggsy nicely sitting in 3rd here. He's sort of got away a little bit from Dylan Rudd. Pressure's off a fraction. And then, of course, we jump back to Sean McNamara. He's under pressure from War Boys. Dengate's dropped a couple of spots back to 9th. I'm not sure what's happened to H there.
A bit of smoke, bit of lock up. H makes a pass there, doesn't he?
I think
War
so.
Boys makes a pass.
Well, I think that was a bit of a...
Oh, car stopped on the main straight.
Oh, look out, might be a safety car.
Who's that? Trying to work it out.
Robbie Bradbury, I think.
34. He's in a precarious position. This will be it. This will be it. Look, he's rocking it.
Oh.
He's got it going.
Oh, no, he's away.
No, he's away.
Wow.
Whereas the leaders all come screaming up behind him. James Scott now staring down the traffic. Some lap traffic. A couple of guys there early in the pits too.
The question is, can James Scott save the fuel like Brenton Hobson did? That will be the question.
Yeah, there's the first answer there with the onboard. He's working very hard at it. We've got another incident down in turn 2. Not sure who that was. Might have been Andrew Ritchie, I think, was off the track. Some big fuel saving going on from James Scott there. We might just jump back to Hobson.
Well, it looks at everyone looks like they're hitting that mid 104 to late 104 to try and get as close to the finish line as they can.
Yep. The one at late 104, 105. That's about the number you're going to drive, I think, based off the last race.
Well, that's the number I try to hit just going quick.
And of course, Nathan Brown's last lap was a 107.
Yeah, there was a whoopsie in there, not going to lie.
Oh, we might have to go find that one, Johnny.
It didn't show up.
I don't want to know if the toilet paper was involved in that one, though.
He was passed by Simon Vella and Roy Clark. We saw the Roy Clark pass. This front pack has settled down a fair bit, as you can see, looking at the back of Brendan Hobson's car. And we jump back to Adam Briggs. He's under a bit of pressure still from Dylan Rudd and Sean McNamara. Warboys and Jones. Dengate's dropped back to 12th.
So I tell you what, if there's one man hoping for a safety car, that would be me.
The old Nathan Brown School of Racing.
Hope and pray for the best.
Dave Nash just had a little whoopsie in turn 2, but he's got it going again. He's slow how they get airborne coming through that corner there. And the drive-through penalties are starting. Brad Dable for contact with car 35.
Well, something's happened to Christian Smart. He's just called something in.
Christian Smart's been involved in an incident. We might go to the Supercheap Auto replay, have a quick look at that. He got off onto the grass a little bit. And Harrison Dengate. And a tap in the back of Harrison Dengate as well.
Tapped in the back.
Yeah, so not sure whether it was Harrison or the tap from behind there. I'll leave that one up to the
race stewards.
Yeah, I'm not going on that one. We'll go back to live picks. And Ben Morris in car 43, but one of the unsafe rejoins.
That was with the lap 1 incident.
Will Wilson saying the KFC cars aren't going as well tonight as they should because they're running on cabbage. Let's jump back through. There's a few battles in the pack. We might have a look at Dave Kirby from Fishy Motorsports. Dave here battling away with Craig Schultz and Matty Stewart. This group here running quite well. This is battles from James Chastanoof in 10th all the way back to 14th, 15th. So a nice little battle pack here. Harrison Dengate tucked up behind Liam Jensen. So Liam holding these boys up a little bit maybe. Just disappeared and came back.
Good to see Liam running the top 15, currently in 11th.
Well, it's for the ICT Marketing Race on Oz group. Sean McNamara under a bit of pressure here from Warboys. Warboys under a lot of pressure from Jones.
McNamara and Warboys always seem to find each other on the track, no matter what race they're in.
They do, and 99.8% of the time, it's very clean racing between the two.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to see.
Love watching those two race.
And we'll jump on board with the Warboys Cam.
Unfortunately, guys, there's a tube down the left-hand corner there just above NATO's head. Don't want to ask about it. We'll leave that for later.
When in doubt.
Get the vacuum out.
Yeah, you got me there. It's better than my one-liner.
That vacuum cleaner. It's been the butt of so many jokes.
Oh, there's so many lines that I can't say right now.
So we might jump back. Dengate just getting past Schultz, or Schultz may have just had a little off there, I think. Trying to find what happened. Had a little off track. We'll go to the replay and we'll get rid of the cam. A little bit loose going in turn one. This is a replay from Nathan Brown before the race, but manages to keep it off the wall and off everybody else.
Smart driving there by Craig Schultz.
Obviously learnt from Nathan what not to do. And gets himself going again. We'll go back to the live pictures. A lot of battle here. McNamara getting past Dylan Rudd. All backed up behind Adam Briggs. So maybe Briggs is trying the big fuel save as well. This will be quite interesting. Kenneth Ladders joined onto the back of this battle pack now.
Christian Smart off. I think he's going though.
Yeah, he's going.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's a name I didn't expect to see in my relatives.
Race pack here having an absolute ding-dong battle. This is, of course, for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th. Very tight racing. Cameron Jones at the back of this pack here. Another car stopped a bit further up. Not sure who that is. It looks like they're going again. That was Robbie Bradbury again.
Yeah, Robbie's been in the wars this second race, unfortunately.
Cameron Jones staring at the back of the Supercheap Auto WK&P car of Blake Warboys. Dylan Rudd and Adam Briggs. Sean McNamara getting past here, I think. Gets the job done. Rudd having a look up the inside.
Well, look at that. Harrison Dengate's been given a drive-through penalty for the Christian Smart incident.
Oh dear.
And Briggs holds off Briggs holds off Rudd. McNamara got through in that little melee. Yeah, I thought H might have got that.
Jamie Knight into 20th position. Up 19 spots.
Yeah, it's a cracking drive from McKnight there.
Very solid effort that is.
And Noah Jamie is very good on that fuel saving, as we were talking about in race 1. It'll be interesting to see how far he can get up.
One name that didn't come for race 2 is Stephen Varga.
Stephen Varga didn't make race 2.
Oh no, sorry, no, I've got him back in 31st, down 15 spots. So I'm not sure what happened to Vargas.
Oh, he may have pitted.
Yes, he's done 2 stops.
Oh, he may have got a drive-through then as well.
Naughty, naughty boy.
Commentator's curse. We were talking him up race 1 and how good he was going, and the East Coast Series has bit him on the butt again. Unfortunate luck. There.
As this boy still battling here, Adam Briggs, our championship leader, in 4th place, chasing down Sean McNamara. Dylan Rudd and Warboys tucked up behind these two. Warboys dropped off the back of the pack a little bit. And Sean McNamara.
Oh, there's a car off to the side there in the grass. Was that
28? That was Simon Valley, yeah. Suppose that's one way to get out of lap traffic.
Not wrong.
Big question is, when do we decide to pit? Do we
That's
try
right.
and hold out and wait for that safety car? Or...
Oh, I think you play the long game here, Nate. Not sure if there will be safety car.
Yeah.
So the boys are racing very, very cleanly tonight. It'll be, whoa, unless I cause a safety car.
Oh, don't put it past ya. As Liam Jensen just in front of you is pitting out.
No, I think he's...
So he's making his pit stop.
We just crank up the volume.
As Dan Gates back in pit lane. That's an unfortunate outing for
H.
Harrison.
Might be making a tactical second stop while he's there.
And drive-through penalty for Michael Angus, sorry. Contact on the 999.
That's it. Yep, that's an interesting, unfortunately. And Jamie McKnight is in pit lane. So Jamie's pitting.
Interesting.
He can't save the fuel to get home.
Interesting. He has been battling his way through that pack though. And of course, that was just a nice onboard lap with Nathan Brown, busy on the wheel.
Oh, well, there we go. I don't know if I'm more relieved or got pressure about the fact that was that you're on me then.
Rubbing your nose at the end probably wasn't good, but...
Oh, that's a fishy car. Oh, pull up.
No, bang.
Oh.
Robin's racing.
Now that was net code because you didn't rub the paintwork off.
I want to know, Nate, those lips of yours, they're looking a little bit puffy and pink. Is there any reason that vacuum's still close by?
Look, Nato's away from the scene right about now. He'll be back with you in a minute.
It's jump on with Briggsy. Briggsy, of course, our championship leader in 4th. McNamara got past a few seconds ago. James Scott and Hobson working in tandem. Warboys on the radio. Not sure what's happened there. Bit of lap traffic, I think.
There.
Yeah. And of course, James Scott. Go back to our race leader. He's 0.3 seconds up the road from the fuel-saving master, Brenton Hobson.
This is going to be a tight finish. It'll be interesting to see if Scott has the ability to do it. I know he's quick and he's got the pace and he has got the smarts to fuel save, but it's going to be a tight one.
And Nato Brown into pit lane.
Yeah, we're getting very busy out there. We've had it whoop as we pull up too short.
Of course, this plays into Hobbo's hands too a little bit, with Hobbo being tucked up in the slipstream. Allows him to save a little bit extra.
He might be able to give the push to Scott in the last lap and get the win and take the round overall. How good would that be to see two different winners on a special night here at Oran Park?
It would be, of course, the Synergy Sim Racing team here putting in a stellar effort as they hold out the top 2 spots again. Will Wilson saying Nathan is actually on a Tinder date right now. Most ladies don't agree to a second date when you drive your sim instead of them to dinner.
Well, not going to lie, you're not wrong. dedication for the iRacing series and the East Coast series. That's all it is. Well, if I find one that's interested in it, we might need to try and put a third simulator in this room.
Well, it's good to see, Nate. You're back in the sim. The last couple of weeks you've been away with soccer duties.
I heard he was in acting lessons learning how to dive.
Which, some might say it's a bit of a soft sport, but you know what? Each to their own, but glad you're back here enjoying the East Coast series.
It's, without digging myself a hole, all I'm going to say is thank you.
And giving us the special comments that we really enjoyed and have missed in season 2. As Dylan Rudd now putting all sorts of pressure on Briggsy. No fun facts yet tonight, Nath. I'm a bit disappointed.
I hope we're going to get like a pit lane tour as you're doing a pit lane drive to a pit stop to see what Colonel had on down there, but yeah.
Well, fun facts. Oran Park is very bumpy. New fun fact, I've just had a PB for the race, so I'll say that as a win. We'll enjoy this clear air while we can.
Oh.
Another fun fact, I probably can't go that quick again.
There's another little battle we want to jump onto. Stephen Varga v Harrison Dengate.
They always find themselves on track, don't they?
The master and the apprentice.
Dengate chasing Varga down. Will Harrison be pushy, or will he let the old man make a mistake?
He loves that terminology, doesn't he, young H? Old man.
He does. Knowing little H.
Oh, when you're
16-year-old.
Everyone's an old man.
Yep.
So the big question of the night, though, Ash, how long until your one's in the in behind a wheel?
And I've got a booster seat ready to go.
And of course, the name Hunter. We did some quick additions on that, and it's actually Apex Hunter.
Yep. At least someone can hit an Apex in the family then. I know myself and the old man struggle at times. Might have to show us how to do it.
Of course, the old man, very happy to be a pop. He was very excited on Thursday.
I reckon that could almost be his new nickname in the group chat.
Message in from Race Control. Car 86, double duties is not acceptable, either race or commentate. Get on with it.
Just wait till I'm on the straight. I got a funny. No, it might disrupt too many people. I was going to call in an incident. Race Control picking on car 86. Can you have a look at that, please? Ready? Here we go. How to poke the bear.
And James Scott still half a second clear of Brenton Hobson. These boys still look like they go on the long haul. Sean McNamara caught in no man's land in the middle here, but he's been caught up a bit from Briggs now. So Briggs is caught up with Rudd and Warboys tagging along. Rudd having a bit of a look here, right up under the bumper. As we look to come up pit straight. Bit of fuel
That's
safe.
on the race control department. I can't thank the boys. Seb, Matty McMillan, Dave Galley when he's in, Mark Kyle, Richie Barella. There's a fair few behind the scenes that help out and make the series great. So myself and Joshy Droge can drive. So can't thank those boys enough.
I think that car's going again, mate.
It is for.
Hey, this is unfair advantage. No one else has got a spotter commentating.
All I've got out of all this is that I'm just one step ahead of everyone else.
Mate, Sean McNamara, yep.
And don't those racecraft cars look good, Johnny?
They do. They do. Sean's always repped themselves in good cars, good liveries.
Mind you, nearly every car on this track looks pretty good when they're all got straight panels.
Except for that Petter's car, because the panels aren't straight.
Yeah, I was going to say those BAR cars. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, they might have to do a few
23, someone
tweaks and-
going slow. David Nash mowing some grass on the infield for us.
Oh, that makes it hard. Oh, and Blake Warboy's in the grass, is it?
No, Warboys is... He's
No.
all right. Must be Dengate.
Must be Dengate.
Trying to find H. Yeah, it was H, I think. And Cameron Jones with contact on Warren Davis. As we jump back up the front, this is where all the action is.
Now, Dylan Rudd won't be saving fuel. Can he push and close the gap on the front two and take the win away?
This will be interesting. And Dave Baldock has said, wow, just wow, Ash.
As we complete another lap here, Dylan Rudd is on the hunt. 10.5 seconds back behind Brenton Hobson. 11 laps to go. It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens.
What times are those boys doing? How quickly is that closing?
Dylan Rudd's done a 105.4 for his last lap, and Nathan Brown did a 105.6. So you're not closing at all.
Not with that 106 that I just did.
I don't think Rudd has the pace at the moment. I think he's only gaining 0.2 a lap so far.
I think these boys out in front, if they've got saved the fuel, they'll be fine. It's just a case of whether someone else sitting in this battle pack here, whether Warboys or Briggs or Jamie Dyke, who went the full distance in the last race. He'd be the other one to keep an eye out in 7th.
Matt Whitaker had a little bit of an interesting moment on the bridge.
And we might just go to the Supercheap Auto replay. Matty Whitaker. A little bit sideways, a little bit on the grass.
Oh!
Coming up.
And keeps it off the fence.
That's the...
And there goes Nate Brown.
Yeah, fishy boy. Matty Whitaker getting the job done there.
About time we've seen a BAR car nice and straight. I've seen a few times when Baldock was in the PRA car, and always a fair few dinted panels on that thing.
Matty Whitaker now under a fair bit of pressure from Kenny Ladder as he gets
Car
past.
stopped at turn 2.
Turn
Don't know if he's moving or not.
2, I think it's Paul Burns, I think. No, he's going. Not Paul. There's still someone there, I think. No, I think they're going, mate.
They're going.
Wishful thinking for a safety car. And Sean McNamara back in front of Dylan Rudd now.
Now that would make it interesting, a safety car that closes the front gap.
Oh, you'd have to hit the big finish button, surely.
Oh, yeah. That'd be the first thing we'd go to. David Baldock calling for a competition safety car.
Oh, yes, I'm on board with that.
No, we don't run them, unfortunately, in this league.
That's very sad. Because that would help out the NATO Express hardcore.
Oh, he's given himself a self-proclaimed name. The
NATO Express.
How good does it sound, though?
Yep.
It's not a bad one. Not a bad one.
Kenny Ladder's
As
not
I
quite on
let-
the back of this. Let's jumping up here. Jamie Dyke. Warboys with Jamie McKnight as a lapped car behind. That's why I'm getting a bit confused. I thought Kenny Ladder had worked his way up the field a little bit.
Jamie's running 19th, so the boys are still pushing pretty good. Pushing good lap times, saving fuel, and lapped half the field so far. Looks like Matt Whitaker has entered pit lane, I think.
Yeah, Matty Whitaker's been in. On his out lap now. You can see him in the bottom of the screen.
Oh, this could be tight.
Uh,
Nah, well, very well driven there by
Matty Whitaker.
Matty Whitaker.
The War Boys here having a good look at these boys in front. Tell you what, James Scott under a fair bit of pressure here from Hobson now. That gap got down to a 0.1 of a second. Definitely fuel-saving mode as we're in lap 33 or 39.
Does Scott have to save more fuel than Hobson here? As Sean McNamara is 13 seconds behind now, so I think it's a two-man fight for the finish here between the two SSR boys.
Yep. Unless Scott hasn't got the reserves to get home.
Does Scott have to pit? That is the question.
Dave Baldock's asked you a question, Nato. Is the vacuum cleaner and toilet paper for your fans only page?
Well, Dave, that's one of the things I was unsure if I could say, but if you like the comments that are going on below, you may get a handy link, pun unintended. With fuel prices these days, anything's possible.
Blame yourself, Baldock. That's all I'm going to say as the boys go another lap again. So Scott and Hobson.
As there's a post-race investigation there between 110 and 953.
953. So that's between Paul Byrne and Sam Noble. And we keep looking here. That battle here still Sean McNamara, Briggs, still Ruddam War Boys. Surely be some severe fuel saving going on in this group as well. That's lap 34 or 39.
Oh no, that's...
Oh, that doesn't sound good from the number 86.
Supercheap auto replay. And...
Oh!
And found the tyre wall. Oh, dearie me.
All I'm going to say is, oh no.
And Sean McNamara leads him across the line for lap 35. Scott and Hobson, 13, nearly 14 seconds up the road from these guys. This is a main battle group running together here. Everyone else is fairly well spread out. Of course, Jamie McKnight's up 20 spots. And who else we got? Stephen Vargas in 21st. Dengate's back in 23rd, so he hasn't got past Varga. Michael Angus has got in between them. And out of everyone racing at the moment, the top 7 cars have not stopped, so Kenny Ladder is leading the stoppers. And Kenny's back in 8th. And we've got a black car for car 86, unsafe driving standards.
A black car for car 86.
Black flag for car 86 for unsafe driving standards.
Could be a week off, you know, on past experiences.
That's what I'm thinking. A week of penance in the commentary box.
Yeah, look out.
Unsafe driving standards or just lack of talent?
Just unsafe, period. Oh, big move here. Big move.
Is that Dylan Rudd?
No.
Dylan Rudd on his teammate.
Yeah, Rudd's got past McNamara. Or is this the old slipstream cycling style?
Getting the boys home.
Sean's done his bit out the front. It's time now for Dylan to go.
So these boys haven't pitted? Is that
No,
right?
none of these boys are pitted.
Yeah, right.
Everyone from 1 to 7 have not pitted. The leading pit stop car is Kenny Ladder back in 8th.
So just shows to go how good James Scott and Brenton Hobson are. James Scott's now out to a 1.2 second lead.
Oh, here we
Scott
go.
realised he can't get home.
Briggs just poked it in. Briggs having a look up the inside of McNamara now. Maybe McNamara has realised he's in trouble.
James Scott realised he can't get home. He's put the foot down and he's gapping Brenton Hobson. This could be massive.
Yeah. As we jump here, he's definitely cleared out. And we've got a call now for a pit lane penalty for car 86, not maintaining fast enough lap speed, potential speed bump.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
For everyone following along at home, please jump in the chat and tell us what penalty you'd give car 86.
James Scott is continuing another lap. And he's coming right up on the back of car 86. So let's see how the car 86 manoeuvres and lets Scott by.
Nicely goes to the left.
Oh, I thought he was going to dart back out and give him a love tap on the left-hand panel then.
I thought about it. I'm going to give him one of them though. I hope that button worked. And now I've made it really awkward for myself through this part though.
Of course, this group now has really opened up. Adam Briggs has now taken off after Dylan Rudd. Warboys has passed McNamara now as well. McNamara has held them up a little bit.
I think McNamara's out of juice. I don't think he can make it.
Very interesting. Kenny Ladder starting to catch up as well. So Kenny was the first of our stoppers here. He's 7 seconds back to Jamie Dyke. So let me see how he goes. Warboys got McNamara behind him. This is going really interesting, I think. Of course, this is the last lap.
Here we go, the last lap.
James Scott gets around. Still got traffic to deal with as well.
By the looks of it, Scott's got enough to get home.
So Brenton Hobson must be cutting it close because I've backed out a lot to let him past and we still got very close to one another.
Hobson's backing off, so he's saved fuel better than Hobson this way.
Hobson has got 14 seconds back to behind him, so he can take it easy. Oh, there's a BAR car off the track there. Not sure who that is. It's just a BAA car.
Is that a...
I think...
Was that Roy Clark?
I did see Roy's Clark's name in there somewhere. He's just getting out of the way of everyone.
James Scott comes up into the final corner. Comes around. Take the checkered flag of race 2.
James Scott, the back-to-back winner at Oran Park.
Great drive. He's going to lead out his teammate, Brenton Hobson. Looks like he's going to roll across the line. Nathan Brown looks like out of control behind again. Dylan Rudd.
Good old clutch kick at the end.
Dylan Rudd's obviously saved enough fuel to get through. Adam Briggs, he's going to make it, I think. And the next man under pressure here is Warboys. Looks like he's going to get the job home, so Warboys will make it home in 5th. Sean McNamara in 6th. These guys have done really well to do it without a stop. Jamie Dyke going to roll it home in 7th. Kenny Ladder in 8th. Damien Johnstone in 9th. And Chastity will round out our top 10. So some great drives there. Stephen Varga will be... Jamie McKnight, sorry, up 20 spots into 18th. A great drive from Jamie. Stephen Varga was 21st. Harrison Dugay at home in 23rd. Cameron Jones down 19 spots in 26th. Andrew Ritchie in 27th. Nato Brown down 6 spots in 29th. After being up so many spots in the first race, that's just got to be disappointing. Must be really hard for that driver. It'd be really hanging his head in shame.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Oh, we better turn the camera off there now. Johnny's got his R-rated segment on if anyone wants to jump on.
Dearie me.
Well, there's a
that one, go to the interesting YouTube channel. Come around to mine in about 10 minutes.
There's a vacuum and there's toilet paper, so...
Yeah, and of course, I've just had a car 86 penalty for not emptying the vacuum cleaner bag.
Too crusty.
Dearie me. This has been a long night. And big congratulations to James Scott, of course, for taking out race 2 and race 1. So our winner for the night,
score.
Brenton Hobson in second, doing really well there. Dylan Rudd with a P3 in this race. Adam Briggs, our championship leader, home in fourth. That's quite a fair effort from him as well, so he should be pretty happy with that one. And just got to say, it's been a cracking drive, and a big thank you to Ash for jumping in to the comms as well tonight and helping out. Good to have you in.
There's a car blocking pit lane.
And there's a car blocking pit lane.
Who's that? Not you, Nathan, is it?
Oh, it's Liam Jensen.
Oh, Liam Jensen.
Yeah,
when you rewatch this, Liam, hello.
It doesn't show up on mine, unfortunately. The race has ended.
Well, I've got to love you and leave you, boys. I'll be back next week in the sim and get a few laps down. Where are we next week? Laguna Seca, I think we are.
Ooh.
Yes, Laguna Seca next week. A good time in the corkscrew.
With a 300k race. So looking forward to that one. It's a very, very open, fast track. So there'll be some good race and some good passing opportunities into turn 1. So
and
look forward to it. And
late mail from race control. Car 86 has just been DQ'd for a pathetic burnout.
Well, looks like I need to impress race control a lot.
I think race control just wants to use that vacuum with you, Nate.
Yeah. I can show
I
you
think he's
boys how to
a bit
use it
jealous
if you
of it.
want. We'll slow that down
Boys.
No
I'll
worries,
jump off
Ash.
and I'll
Thanks, mate.
leave you with it. Have a good night.
Thanks,
we'll
Ash.
drag in our race leader, James Scott. James, long time no catch up, mate.
Yeah, been a while.
How'd you go with that one, mate? You reckoned you wouldn't be able to fuel save like that, and you've proven yourself wrong?
Yeah, I proved myself wrong. I don't know. I thought I'd work it out sort of in the first 5 laps. I'd fuel save and see sort of what the go was, if I had a chance or not. And to be quite honest, I'd really surprised myself. It was quite easy. I could have done a whole nother lap at the race where 40 laps, it still would have been fine. So yeah, it ended up being easy in the end.
Yeah, definitely very easy. We were a bit worried that Hobbo was using you to save fuel, and you were doing all the hard work. But yeah, it was good to see that you managed to get it home.
Yeah, no, I knew that him being behind, he'd be able to save as well. I guess it does help as well knowing that he's your teammate, so he's not going to try some stupid stuff, especially that early on during the race. So that made it quite a bit easier. I didn't have to always worry about the car going down the inside. But yeah, no, it was. I just tried to look at my fuel, and the whole idea was to save as much as I could, sort of in the first sort of 29 laps, and leave sort of 10 laps at the end where I could almost go flat out. Didn't quite work out like that. It was sort of more 5 laps, but yeah, it worked out well in the end.
No, it was good. It was pretty good, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, obviously all the guys at SSR. Pretty solid night for us with 1-2 in both races, and Briggs was third in the first race.
Yeah.
And obviously all our sponsors, Wave Run Performance, Smith & Sons, Positives Mechanical, Too Easy Finance, West End Mazda, JK Signs, probably Smith & Sons, probably missed a few, but I'm sure Hobbo will cover those off, and obviously well done to Dylan on the podium in this race, and you guys for the broadcast.
No worries. We'll drag Hobbo in, and well done again, mate. It was an excellent drive.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, congrats.
Brenton Hobson, P2, fuel saving king again. Well done, mate.
Thank you. I wouldn't say king though, because old James gave everyone a bit of in that last race, didn't he?
He did. He drove very well. How'd you find the lap traffic?
Traffic wasn't too bad. It was awkward, and it was worse than the first race because when you're saving fuel, and if they're not, you're out of the throttle so early into the big braking zones, you can't really pass. You can't really pass them without taking a chunk out of your fuel reserve. So they were all pretty good, though. I reckon pretty much all of them got out of the way pretty nicely. Don't think we got held up or anything. So, but there was cars everywhere. I mean, it was chaos, but everyone seemed to behave themselves, which was really good.
Yeah, no, it's quite good. And Ash was supposed to give us our drive of the day, but he hasn't. He's left me high and dry there. So Laguna Seca next week for a 300k race. Any thoughts on that, Hobbo?
Yuck. I haven't driven at Laguna Seca in, I actually couldn't even tell you. I reckon it's probably been one or at least maybe even 2 years since I last drove anything there. And I couldn't even tell you the last time a supercar, like maybe I've never even, maybe once or twice I've driven a supercar there since 2014 or whenever I started. So
there you go.
Not a track that I'm a big fan of. But, we'll see. We'll see how we go. We'll turn up and have a crack, put a couple of laps in and just enjoy it. That's really what this is about for me. Just putting more laps in and, keeping my eye in, that sort of thing. I'm not a person that practices much because I just can't find the motivation, I guess, to practice by myself. So that's how I treat, racing like this. It gives me a chance to just practice things and work on my craft and keeps me motivated to do it. So that'll be the plan. I'll come back again and see what James can show me next time.
Fair enough. And James did the usual sponsor grab. Anyone else you want to throw in as well, or?
No, not other than just the usual ones. Wave Runner Performance Centre, Smith and Sons in particular. Those guys, big supporters on the team, and obviously a shout out to him, like James and all the other guys in the team that come out tonight and banged heads with us. It was good. Always good to have nice SSR representation at the front and all through the field. Really, we've got about 500 cars, so it's good for all the boys to turn up and come and have a fang tonight. And obviously, thanks to everyone involved with running the series. We know it's not easy to run a series of this sort, so big shout out to everyone involved to make it happen, and of course for you to doing the broadcast as well.
Of course, plenty of SSR supporters in the chat tonight with JR himself.
The man, the myth, and the legend himself.
Yeah. We might bring Dylan in and have a chat to Dylan. Dylan, congratulations on P3 for the race, mate.
Cheers, mate.
It looked like you had a fair bit of traffic to deal with there in that battle pack that you had with Sean, Blake and Briggsy.
Oh, yeah, the traffic wasn't too bad. It was pretty good, actually.
Pretty good. And, of course, these guys were all in fuel save mode as well. And Sean definitely looked like Sean lost a bit of pace there towards the end. Was he right on the numbers, struggling, or just tyres were going on him?
He was struggling with the fuel save. He was, I think, about a litre short coming to the back end of the race, so he had to fuel save pretty heavy towards the end there just to make it.
No, he stumbled.
Yeah, it's cutting it pretty tight.
Yeah, very tight. Deary me. Anyone you want to give a shout out to, Dylan?
Sean, obviously from 9.5. All the other guys, I think some of them had a bit of bad luck tonight. Our sponsors, Racecraft Simulations, RSW Graphics, Racing Is, Cutting Edge Tracks.
That sounds good, mate. And I've hit a wrong button there. That's better. And of course, next week we're off to Laguna Seca for 300k race. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, not too sure. Not a great fan of Laguna, but sure it'll be good racing with everyone else there. So see what happens.
That's good, and we're saying in the commentary, mate, it's great having the 9.5 boys in the series. You've brought another element and another level of professionalism amongst the field, which has been fantastic. So from us boys up here, we love having these guys racing, and a big thank you out to Sean and the rest of the team.
Yeah, cheers. It's been fun trying to catch the SSR guys and a few of the other boys in there, so which is good.
Yeah, very, very, very good racing, good standards, and good sportsmanship as well. Is what we saw tonight. A couple of times where a few people had been involved in incidences and they'll all stop, wait to redress, just like you, Nathan.
Yeah, guilty. Yes, the good old optimism and pulling it up as to the same level as some of you quick boys. I very quickly learnt that talents weren't there. More practice.
And a big thank you, of course, to Race Control with Seb and the boys. I think we had Matty McMillan in there. Richie was missing tonight, so we had Matty and Mark Dial in helping Seb out, and Ash jumping in, helping me out with the commentary tonight. Mark Duggan should be back in a week or two to join me again, so he'll be back to usual activities. And Nato Brown for doing the Com Drive scenario again, which is probably not the most easy thing to do in the world, and greatly appreciated, mate.
That's all good. It's a good bit of fun, and yeah, it's just enjoyable.
And on that note, we'll say good night, and we'll see everybody again next week at Laguna Seca. Cheers, everybody.